Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that most of your thoughts were never fully your own. The videos you watch, the opinions you form, the things you desire, the people you envy, even the emotions you feel throughout the day, were quietly influenced by systems you can't even see. Sounds extreme, right? But every single day, algorithms decide what deserves your attention before you do. They choose what appears on your screen, what triggers your emotions, what keeps you angry, distracted, insecure, entertained, or addicted enough to stay online a little longer. And the disturbing part is, the internet doesn't need to force you anymore. It understands human psychology so well that it can guide your behavior without you even noticing. Most people think they are using the internet freely. In reality, the internet has slowly learned how to use them. A normal person now touches their phone hundreds of times a day, not because they consciously decide to, but because the habit has become automatic. You open your phone without purpose. You switch between apps without thinking. Even during conversations, meals, work, or moments that actually matter, part of your attention remains trapped inside the digital world. And over time, this constant stimulation changes something fundamental inside the brain. Your focus becomes weaker. Patience disappears. Silence starts feeling uncomfortable. Real life begins to feel slower than the internet, and as a result, your brain starts craving constant digital stimulation. This is why so many people today feel mentally exhausted while doing almost nothing physically demanding. Their minds are overloaded every second of the day. The modern internet is no longer just technology. It is an environment specifically designed to capture and control human attention at the deepest psychological level. Think about this. You open TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube for just 5 minutes. The first video is mildly entertaining. The second one is emotionally intense. The third one makes you angry. The fourth one makes you laugh. The fifth one suddenly makes you compare your life to someone else's. And before you realize it, your emotions have been manipulated in 5 completely different directions within a matter of minutes. Then you close the app feeling strangely drained, anxious, or dissatisfied, even though you can't explain why. That's because your brain was never designed to process this much emotional stimulation so quickly. The internet constantly overloads your nervous system with novelty, outrage, validation, fear, comparison, and dopamine spikes. And eventually, your brain stops knowing how to feel calm without external stimulation feeding it every second. What makes this even more dangerous is that algorithms are not neutral. They are designed to study your behavior in real time. Every pause, every scroll, every like, every second you spend watching something becomes data. The system learns what grabs your attention emotionally and then gives you more of it. If insecurity keeps you engaged longer, you'll see content that makes you compare yourself to others. If outrage increases watch time, you'll see more anger and conflict. If loneliness keeps you scrolling late at night, the algorithm will continue feeding emotional content that keeps you attached to the screen. The internet has become a giant psychological experiment where human emotions are constantly measured, predicted, and manipulated for profit. Your attention is valuable because attention eventually becomes money. The longer you stay emotionally hooked, the more profitable you become to the platforms controlling the system. Neuroscientists often explain this through dopamine-based reward loops. Dopamine is not simply the pleasure chemical. It is heavily connected to anticipation and craving. The reason short-form content is so addictive is that your brain never knows what reward is coming next. Maybe the next video will be funny, maybe shocking, maybe emotionally satisfying. That unpredictability keeps your brain searching continuously for the next dopamine spike. It's the same psychological principle used in gambling machines. Infinite scrolling removes stopping points completely, which means your brain never gets a natural signal to disengage. Over time, this rewires attention itself. Deep focus becomes harder. Long conversations feel mentally tiring. Reading feels slow. Your brain becomes conditioned for speed, novelty, and constant stimulation. And once that happens, normal life starts feeling emotionally underwhelming compared to the intensity of the digital world. This is why so many people secretly feel disconnected from themselves. They are constantly consuming but rarely thinking deeply. Constantly stimulated but emotionally unfulfilled. Entire days disappear into scrolling, yet nothing meaningful remains in memory afterward. People are losing their ability to sit alone with their thoughts because silence now feels unfamiliar. And maybe the saddest part is this. Millions of people are slowly watching life through screens instead of actually experiencing it. Relationships become weaker because attention is fragmented. Creativity fades because the brain never has enough quiet time to imagine or reflect. Even happiness becomes harder to feel because the nervous system is permanently overstimulated. The internet promised connection, entertainment, and freedom. But for many people, it quietly created dependency instead. But here's the good news. Awareness changes everything. The moment you understand how these systems influence your behavior, you become harder to manipulate unconsciously. Start reclaiming control of your attention intentionally. Remove unnecessary notifications. Stop beginning and ending your day with a screen. Create moments where your brain experiences silence again without instantly escaping into content. Give yourself opportunities to feel bored. Because boredom is not the enemy anymore. It's recovery. It's the moment your brain slowly starts healing from overstimulation. Train your focus like a muscle. Read longer content again. Spend time outside without consuming media constantly. Let your mind think without interruption. At first, it will feel uncomfortable because your brain has adapted to constant dopamine stimulation. But slowly, your clarity returns. Your thoughts become deeper. Your focus improves. And you begin feeling mentally present again instead of emotionally controlled by algorithms. If this video made you rethink your relationship with the internet, subscribe for more deep psychological breakdowns on how smartphones, algorithms, social media, and modern technology are reshaping human behavior and attention. And if you want to understand why your ability to focus feels weaker than ever before, watch my next video. The internet destroyed your ability to focus. Because once you understand how the digital world is changing your mind, you start seeing the internet very differently.